So we'll officially, I guess we'll...
Screw it up. Screw it. You guys get to see our setup, whatever. If we didn't, then that makes no sense. But, yeah, so we're back home from after the movie.
We can make it even higher. Can you go ahead and start talking?
Yeah, at some point we'll start talking about this movie. But yes, we just got back from watching the My Little Pony movie. Well, just. we got back from watching the Pony movie not too long ago.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we're definitely...
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we're going to do that.
So yeah, the lighting's terrible.
Yeah, because we're just in our kitchen, so...
So this is the review that nobody will watch because it's all weird.
Probably. Anyway, so
Men cooking on films.
So, what we said... What we're
Next
trying
up was Pretty Woman.
Yeah, we're saving some time by doing this, so... okay, Pony movie. Yeah, we're back. Yeah, we're back on the movie. We went and saw it today after... Yeah, the other video will be up after this, so yeah. So after the after the Szechuan sauce debacle.
Incident, yeah.
Yeah.
So we did that. So pretty good. We watched the movie.
Okay, to avoid spoilers at this first part, basically, yeah, entertaining, fun. Absolutely, I think solid work.
Yeah. Pretty much, if you're just looking for like a good, I guess like family movie.
Yeah, it's a family movie.
If you're looking for a good family movie with a decent plot, good animation, songs, characters, blah, 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 it will deliver.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're looking for this to be the most amazing pony experience you've ever had, though, you're going to be disappointed.
Yeah, seriously, don't
overhype it.
Don't overhype it. I think that's what helped us, is basically we avoided, for the most part, I avoided most of the movie hype, most of the stuff talking about it, so yeah. I went into it probably with a good mindset, so I ended up very much enjoying it.
So yeah, the movie was good, don't get me wrong,
yeah.
But it's not the most amazing movie I've ever seen. I can tell you it's better than the original Pony movie, but then again, that wasn't very hard.
Yeah. But it didn't have Tony... Wait, no, it didn't have Tony Randall. How could it be better if it didn't have Tony Randall?
We can't all have Tony Randall. It didn't have the Smooze either.
Well, that's true. Well, we got the Smooze in the show, so...
We got the poor man's version of the Smooze in this show. That's I'm sorry, that's what I would have loved the movies, to be like a G4 take on that Smooth, covering everything. Yeah. That would have been epic, but yeah.
No, but from what we got a nice story. We got it, just basically, we got a whole bunch of new races, essentially, out of this. That was kind of one of the best things, is that, we got a bunch of new races introduced into the show. We got essentially a whole new location.
Riley, what do you think?
Yeah, we got like an entire new location out of this. Yeah,
couple new locations, really.
Yeah, really, but I mean, like one major new location, because essentially they say you have to go beyond this one area that you're already familiar with and have to get here. So yeah, so it's kind of that's definitely nice. So if we're gonna talk the basic premise of the movie, it's kind of out there in the trailers. Basically, yeah, the evil villains come in, break up a festival that's going on, and are bent on taking over Equestria for the Storm King.
And it's up to Twilight and her friends to stop it. Yeah. Where is Starlight Glimmer during all of this? Who knows? Where is Discord? Who knows?
Okay, the Discord one still I'll agree with you, but I'm sorry, the Starlight Glimmer one is okay. I don't know if I can really go into that because it might be considered spoiler territory.
So we won't deal with that for now. But yeah, no, Starlight Glimmer does not have a speaking role in the movie. She's in the movie. You'll see her.
Yeah, she shows up, and Discord is kind of there. He's there. You'll know.
You'll spot his cameo.
Yeah. Anyway, but I think
okay, so
let me see. But
as for this, okay, so I don't consider this spoiler, but as for the Storm King, underwhelming.
He could have been better. I liked him as a character. I did.
Yeah.
I mean, he
could have, it looked like he had potential. Problem is, it was kind of squandered in this movie.
Yeah.
Tempest, however, because you've seen her in you know she exists. You've seen her in the trailers. She was used very effectively.
Yeah, I mean, I would almost say that if you showed this movie to somebody, and if you showed like a good bit of this movie to somebody, or they like walked in the middle of it, they'd be like, oh man, she's a great main villain, and you'd have to correct them and say, oh no, she's technically the lackey.
Yep.
Because Tempest absolutely felt more like the main antagonist of this movie through the majority of it. I'd say the only time where she's not actively the antagonist is basically, or the main antagonist is basically the last, 15 minutes of the movie?
Yeah, when, Storm King's actually
there.
Storm
King's actually there, so.
Storm King's nice for what we saw of him. There needed to be more of him is pretty much what we're saying.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't have anything against him.
Yeah, and, I mean, honestly, kind of going into that, we'll get a little bit into that. As far as voice work in this movie, because, obviously we have a lot of celebrity voice actors and stuff like that in this. I don't think anybody gave a bad performance at all. I'd say the weakest performance, at least for me, I think was Taye Diggs as Capper. I don't know. I don't know, something about his performance just didn't sit completely right with me. I get what character he was going for, but I don't know.
Let's see, the main problem I'm going to tell you with the movie, like while we did enjoy it, I'm going to buy it when it comes out.
Yeah.
But the new characters we get, I don't feel they were used to the extent they needed to be. There's kind of like, here's a character, you get a little bit with them, okay, next scene, here's a character, you get a little bit of a...
Pretty much.
It's not enough. This movie needed to be, again, like longer than we get. They need to stop making movies around the 130, 140 mark. Well, you need to go the full 2 hours or something.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's probably a couple of things around that. There's probably market research that said kids aren't going to sit through a 2-hour movie sort of thing.
Yeah, every Harry Potter film's
I know.
wrong.
No, I know, but it's like
it's one of those things that like it needs to stop.
Yeah.
We need to get that fixed.
But essentially all the new characters in this movie are basically they're pretty much plotline characters. They're there to basically they're pretty much there to say, oh, hey, main characters, you're in this new place. Oh, this guy comes in, okay, helps you through the place. Basically, they're there to just move the plot along. Yeah. That's their main purpose. Obviously, they serve it well. They do that fine. But it's the problem is that these characters most of them are absolutely characters you want more of. That can be both a good and a bad thing.
Unfortunately, here I consider it a bad thing because you want more of them and you don't get it. And like they could have given it to us. Like, and I'm sorry, an extra half hour I think really would have helped pad the movie out. And I'm kind of tired of seeing the pony movies do that because like every Equestrian Girls movie, for the exception of one, seems to have that problem. Like, there's literally only one of the movies they've done that I thought was well paced and everything came together, and that was Rainbow Rocks.
Yeah, but let me see. But okay.
Is it enough to stop you from watching the movie though? No.
Okay. Yeah. And as far as the other things we can talk about that aren't spoilers before we get to that section, animation wise, absolutely, the animation works very well in this movie. It absolutely, if I was afraid that at some point I wasn't gonna come around to the animation or something because when I first saw it,
I think everybody when they first saw it was like, that's kind of a jarring change, but hey, we'll give it a shot. And if you give it a shot, I think 10 minutes in you don't even notice it anymore.
Yeah, you don't really notice it. Absolutely, they kind of come right into it, and it ends up just working. So.
I've heard some people talking about this is not about the animation anymore. Some people have mentioned that apparently the soundtrack has songs that aren't actually in the movie, and then there's songs in the movie that aren't actually on the soundtrack, which kind of sucks.
That does happen. Movie soundtracks for years have had songs on the soundtrack which weren't in the movie.
Yeah, like
that's a very
inspired from or something.
Yeah.
I don't buy too many soundtracks though, so.
Yeah, that's been my experience. Whenever I have gotten soundtracks, that tends to be what happens.
I don't even remember what the last soundtrack I bought for a movie was. It could very well have been Resident Evil 3.
Yeah. So there was, but
There's that.
Yeah. Sorry, people are walking through, so yeah. You're gonna be on camera if you walk in here.
So let's see.
I am going to be on camera.
Okay.
This is my brother, everyone.
Yes.
He did not watch the Pony movie because he doesn't care.
I do care, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I just don't care as much as you guys do.
Yes. Okay. But
he'll catch the Blu-ray later.
Yes, I do believe in your right to watch it.
Okay. All right. So okay. So as far as the music, okay, kind of getting onto that. We're talking about subject, the music. Like the overall scores, like the background music from Daniel Ingram, of course. Definitely some solid work here. As far as the songs themselves, I can't say there was anything truly bad in there. There was some songs I was like, yeah, this is serviceable and everything. Best song in the movie for me is the villain song. I'm gonna say that.
I actually enjoyed all of the songs.
Yeah. I'm not saying I didn't.
There might have been one or two that I was just like, oh, that's servable, like Capper's song maybe.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, that's servable. Most of them though I really enjoyed. I really did like the villain song. The problem is I also really liked the Sia's song that she made, and then there was the one that was in the original trailer that I thought it's probably my favorite, to be perfectly honest. And it's like not really shown until the end.
I was just
yeah.
on it. Okay. Let me see. So
here's one thing that I guess we'll just briefly skim over. Another one of the reasons why I'm saying that another 30 minutes would have helped this. The climax again suffers the Pony curse of it's not quite as gripping as you'd want it.
yeah.
But they still did a lot better than they have in most of the movies. It's definitely better than pretty much
Like let's say
Mystery Girls, Friendship Games, and Legend of Everfree.
Like
I still stand by though that Rainbow Rocks is probably the best climax we've ever had in a movie.
yeah, that's been the one thing one of those things I've kind of noticed as one of the weaknesses of the general Pony staff as far as writing, is that it seems like when it comes to the big climactic moment in especially the movies or sometimes even the two-parters,
Yeah.
it just kind of feels like they just feel that all they have to do is just bam, get there and get it done. Like
There's no struggle. There needs to be more of a struggle. That's the problem with every Pony climax. That's the only reason why I like Rainbow Rocks is because there was an actual struggle.
Yeah, there was it was technically a battle. It was a whole battle thing, and
we need more of that. We need not more of what was it, season 6 ending with just give him love. Okay, over. Make it more difficult than that, please.
Yeah.
Please.
So, and as far as on this one, we're not saying they did a bad job with the climax on terribly bad job.
It's a step. I'll tell you this. It's a step under Rainbow Rocks, but it's a step above everything else that we've seen from the movies.
Yeah.
Maybe not quite some of the other two-parters.
Yeah. But
that's not what this video is about. So we're not supposed to start ranking the top 5 climaxes of Ponies, which sounds really weird.
Number 5. Oh. Okay. I think we definitely can't monetize the video after that one.
I still just picture Rarity. I still picture Rarity's voice just going, "What?"
Oh, God. Anyway, let me see. Anything else we can talk about that's not spoilers?
Set pieces were great.
Yeah, background work was absolutely beautiful. Like any background work, even in like areas that are supposed to be like very run down and stuff like that, it still felt like even these settings had character to them.
And I can definitely tell you one thing. Okay, so Suki went into this not reading any of the prequel comics. I did. I didn't read the junior novel or read the comic adaptation, though. I watched the movie first, but I did read the prequel comics. I can tell you, if you have the chance to read them, I say do so, because they definitely add a lot to the world and the characters. It's a lot. I feel that it's probably a lot more fun to go in it with that knowledge, because I knew stuff about Capper and Tempest and the Storm King that you wouldn't have from just the movie, especially the fact that you just get more Storm King in the comics.
I almost wonder, is that why they did that? Is that why they made those prequel comics? Because maybe they realized that, there maybe wasn't a whole lot gone into with these characters in the movie.
It's possible they might have sat there and been like,
Yeah.
no, we really need to add more.
Yeah, because I want to say one thing about the Storm King, but I can't. It's absolutely a spoiler. But yeah, we'll definitely get into that. In fact, I think if we're done with non-spoiler stuff, should we just go ahead and say we're going to go into a couple minutes of just spoiler territory?
I say we end this video here, and then.
Well, no, I'm just gonna say. No, I just want to make this one video because like we've done where we say, all right. Spoilers will start here. If you are not paying attention, you complain that you heard spoilers. It's your fault. I'm telling you right now. Stop the video if you don't want spoilers and you have not seen the movie yet.
I felt it would have been better to just like actually sit down and do it since we kind of could with the sauce going like this.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I guess just pick me up some more of this whenever you have the chance.
Okay. All right. So. Now that we're in the spoiler section of this video,
here's the problem that I think a lot of people are going to have. Here's something that I saw somebody say that I kind of agree with. I enjoyed the movie, but the more you start questioning the plot and certain things of the world, the less sense it starts to make. So unfortunately, you kind of gotta come in here, be like, don't ask why.
It's suspension of disbelief.
He's like, Shining Armor's not in the movie. He's probably back at Crystal. I was about to say Crystal Prep. At the Crystal Empire with Flurry Heart. Why doesn't he come when all of this stuff goes down? We'll never know.
Because he doesn't get off on that.
Why
Anyway.
doesn't Starlight do anything? You think she'd be able to teleport out and do something, but you don't see her. You don't ever see Discord. It's like little things like that. You don't see the guards at all. These people that just come in, you don't see any guard ponies trying to defend their princesses, which of course, unfortunately, is a staple of Equestria.
Yeah. Honestly, I could almost put it as by the time we got to this movie, I think the princess even realized, I have these guards and they do nothing. Why even have them?
So yeah, there's one spoiler thing that I'm going to mention here. I don't know if it's supposed to be answered maybe in the show, but the fact that Canterlot looks like it does now, when there's 2 thrones for the princesses and everything, that's just done already. I thought the Friendship Festival was going to be like, officially reinstating Luna or something, and that's why all these no, that's just how Canterlot looks now. And if that's not how it looks in season 8 or something, I'm going to be pissed, because I hate it when shows do that. Don't make new set pieces that are totally obviously different from the show, and then go back to how it was in the show without any explanation. So why was in the movie? Why did this all look different? Why in the Power Ranger movies do we have that freaking pig that never shows up in the show? Like, stuff like that annoys me.
Yeah. But, let me see.
And I know the reason for the pig, by the way, so don't bother telling me in the comments.
Yeah. So as far as, so I did mention that there was something I wanted to mention about the Storm King that, was kind of spoilers. Like, yeah, he's honestly a great character. I do like him. He's pretty much the type of, I'm trying to think of the word. He's kind of the, basically he's the cocky villain, I think is what he is. That's how he comes off. Like anytime you talk to him, basically he's only thinking about his motives. He's only thinking about himself. He doesn't really care about what anybody else is saying, and he's just kind of an asshole. That's basically it. But yeah, don't anticipate ever seeing anything of the Storm King ever again. Yeah, he's dead. He did, yo.
Oh, he did.
Oh, he did.
Okay, so I guess we won't spoil how he dies, so just in case if you're watching this part, you still have something to be surprised by. But yeah, no, he's not coming back.
No, he's not. Tempest, or I guess since we're in the spoiler part.
As nobody should be surprised by, Tempest Shadow has a redemption, and it's actually a really interesting redemption. Somebody also was mentioning, as I pretty much before you came back, I was reading a little bit of the thread on it, and somebody mentioned that a lot of the Sunset Shimmer and Juniper Monotage and what was her name? Was it Gallifrey? I couldn't remember.
No. The guy Everfree was the being.
Yeah.
Not Ambrosia. It was. Was it Ambrosia?
I don't remember. No, Gloriosa.
Gloriosa. Thank you.
Gloriosa. Gloriosa, like all of them, they were just kind of like, oh, we're sorry, we're mean to do. And he mentioned that pretty much like both Tempest and Starlight, they weren't defeated. They were shown what they were doing and decided on their own to change. And I have to agree, that's one of the reasons why Starlight's very interesting and why I'm very interested in seeing more Tempest Shadow, or her real name is, you'll find out, which I'm sure has already been spoiled for you, but we're not going to do it.
Yeah. So, but although of course, she's a movie character, it's gonna be one of those things where you might see her in the background, probably.
Well, she could still be in the show, because quite frankly, all they do is like, okay, so we want to bring her into the show, you're going to voice her now. Because
obviously, I don't
somebody said they did that with the Transformers movie. I think like Galvatron or something was in the movie, and then he was voiced by somebody else in the actual show. And that's what they'll do, if they bring her on at all. I do.
So you get to the show and she's like, "Hi, Twilight."
Hi, Tempest. Your voice sounds perfectly the same. I said, no, it doesn't.
But yeah.
Oh, hey, look, here comes Capper. Hey, guys, what's going on? I'm totally Capper. I don't know.
But, yeah, kind of going back into those side characters things, yeah. I feel like, as far as pacing, I mean, the newer characters, Capper, the pirates, and all the sea ponies, well, I guess if you're seeing this, they're at, the sea pony hippogriffs.
Really glazed over.
Yeah, they're mostly glazed,
especially the pirates.
Yeah, the pirates I think were the ones that got the least amount of time. Like, at least with Capper's section, he kind of got what he was about and everything.
Yeah. So since we're on each character, say your thing about Capper, and then I'm going to say my thing about.
Sorry, I'm just looking at the time. Yeah. Sorry, we're trying to do this before stream. So Capper, he is a. As far as his character goes, I get it. Yeah, he's the sly, con man sort of thing, and that comes out. They give him enough to at least get that out there, because that's how he helps the main six get out of their situation, and then basically, pretty much that's kind of how that's how he ends up being portrayed to the main six. Like he does something that shows him being a con man, sort of thing. So. But what I like is that before that gets revealed, obviously he starts, and I guess that's another thing. Is like basically to turn Capper from basically being just a con man to, hey, I'm gonna help these ponies. It basically took Rarity putting buttons on his shirt.
Now here's the interesting thing. So the prequel comic of Capper shows what was going on. He originally belonged to a kingdom, of cats where they were like pretty much like Aladdin orphans. Mm-hmm. Him and a friend of his. They got into that town, which I believe is called like Kluge Town or something. I'm probably saying that wrong. And they're trying to make a name for themselves there. They find out they ended up getting a magical item that the Storm King stole from their kingdom. It's actually supposed to bring bad luck, and they're going to use it to buy themselves an airship and everything. In the end, Capper's friend betrays him. And so if that's a thing of this character you don't get. Like, he's already been screwed over. So when Rarity did that stuff for just like nothing, it reminded him of what he once had. And that's probably why he eventually decided to help them. So that's like, an entire aspect of his character you just don't get if you haven't read the comics. Tempest, it was a lot. Like, she never set out to be a villain. She's just like, all she wants is her horn to be restored, and she saw the Storm King as the best option to do that.
You kind of get that from the movie anyway, because they go into her backstory.
And of course, the pirates, they get an entire issue where they were just kind of hitting small cargo of the Storm King, until eventually he pretty much catches them and he's like, okay, you can work for me, or I'm just gonna, destroy you all. And the captain considers her crew her family, so she
basically chooses to make sure they live.
Yeah. it's all neat backstory you only get if you've read the comics. This is why I do suggest go read the prequel comics if you can. I'm sure there's places to find them online for free, but we don't endorse that.
Yeah. Unless there's a service out there that puts comics online, like a subscription sort of thing, kind of like a Crunchyroll almost in a way. Because Crunchyroll, you can get like manga and stuff on there too.
Yeah, that's neat.
So, let me see. Other things we want to talk about.
Okay. I do. Some people have mentioned that it does seem kind of out of character for Twilight to try to steal the pearl. And
yeah.
I agree. I do kind of agree. I mean, I guess I could see her because they've never quite been in a situation like this. I can kind of let it go, but I also see what people are saying. Yeah. However, I do agree with one thing. What was the point of Celestia sending them to the hippogriffs in the first place? Because in the end, they end up serving no other purpose than to set up her trying to steal the pearl.
I assume it's because Celestia probably knew that the hippogriffs had dealt with the Storm King before, so she probably just, I'm going to put this on, she probably assumed that they knew a way to deal with it. That's kind of what I want to say. I want to put it as that. Yeah, all she knew was that the hippogriffs did something that helped them,
or that they just had a powerful artifact that might be able to help. I'm not sure. It's never really explained what Celestia's plan was to go talk to the Queen of the Hippogriffs, and it's a little annoying, I guess.
So yeah, but but I mean, then again, do we really need the time for actor Celestia? Because of course Celestia, Luna, and Cadence all get basically frozen as essentially crystal statues. So do we really need to take the time after she gets unfrozen to basically oh, by the way, this was my point in doing this?
Yeah, it's just that in the end, it just feels like the whole trip to their kingdom was a waste of time. What they needed wasn't even there. I guess it's a thing. I guess it could be a metaphor. It was like you never needed that in the first place. All you needed was friendship, but it's kind of lame.
Yeah, because that's the whole thing. I was kind of hoping. With another thing that could have helped the climactic battle and everything was you got the princess of the hippogriffs came along. I would have liked it if when the princess basically said hey, go on, I'll take care of this. I would have liked it if all of a sudden the rest of the hippogriffs showed up there. Then there would have been a point. Now you have another army. Now you have a stronger force. Because I think that's the reason why Equestria they get taken over is because they were basically caught off guard. They essentially and the villains did the right thing. The first pony that they took out was basically Celestia. First it was Cadence, and then
Cadence jumped in front of Celestia.
Yeah, and then immediately they took out. Pretty much they went to the top, took out the most powerful being. Or try to take all the most powerful beings out. So once they did that, obviously, with the way the ponies are, they're definitely a group that it's like you take out the leader or the leader's gone. Nobody knows what to do.
Somebody mentioned that. I'm not sure about this. I'd have to see it again. But the reason why Twilight doesn't get the spell cast on them, the one who did. I'm wondering if that was them going Twilight and they pushed her out of the way. At first I thought it was Rainbow Dash.
I heard Rainbow's voice.
That's what I was thinking too, but it could have been. It could have been that she just got pushed out of the way. I don't know. It's not really. That's another thing that'll never really be explained.
Yeah. Let me see.
I don't really think there's anything else we can say, and we are running out of time.
Yeah, but okay. Oh, a little bit more on that climax since we didn't get to talk about it too much in the non-spoiler part. Yeah. So Storm King shows up. He's actually there, and pretty much immediately makes it obvious he's not going to help Tempest. And he gets the power, and I'll admit it was an enjoyable little scene where apparently he has this staff that absorbs the power of all 4 princesses, and he goes outside, and he starts fucking around with the sun and the moon. And I like the line of Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So that was fun, and then he actually gets down to his main thing, and he summons up the big storm, and he's actually being really imposing and everything, actually being a villain. And I guess that's kind of the other issue too. Is that as far as actually fighting and defending himself, there really wasn't a whole lot of that.
Yeah, this is again. The fight feels more rushed. That like there should have been more to it. Like I think the fight should have been like closer to 10 minutes than like 5.
Like there should have just been at least a few more minutes. I think at least something. Yeah.
But I mean, the way it ends with the whole thing with Tempest and everything, I think it works. It works, and it is actually really good. There just need to be more in between the beginning of the fight and that point. But like we've said, that seems to be the problem with Pony.
Yeah.
So.
But I think and I think it's because I think it's more. And I will admit, I think it's because we are part of the older audience to watch this and everything. We see this kind of stuff.
Yeah, obviously for little kids that don't have any of these issues.
Yeah, kids aren't really going to see this. There's the thing is that further down the line, like maybe years down the line, there's going to be some kid that's going to be like, I remember seeing this movie when I was a kid and I thought it was awesome. Then they're going to see that and probably then see that issue.
Yeah.
So
this was not as awesome as I remember.
But yeah, final word. Movie was good. Definitely enjoyed going out to see it.
Yeah, I mean, we're buying it when it comes out. That's for certain.
Yeah, so it definitely has our recommendation. But anyway, I don't think we'd have too much else as far as the spoiler side of things to talk about. Obviously, if you're going to talk about spoiler things in the comments, please label them. Please make sure you say you are spoiling things, because that is there are going to be people that are going to read the comments and may not have seen the movie yet. So please be courteous to your fellow YouTubers. And with that, we need to go do a stream, and we'll see you guys later.